On the 12th of August 2021, Chelsea signed Inter Milan striker Romelu Lukaku on a 5-year contract for a fee just under £100 million, making him the most expensive football player of all time in terms of cumulative transfer fees, as well as Chelsea's most expensive signing ever. Not even 1 year later, however, and Lukaku is being linked to a move away from Chelsea and back to Inter Milan. But where did it all go wrong for Chelsea and Lukaku, and is Lukaku Chelsea's worst transfer ever? But before we answer that question, let's add a little bit of context to the situation. Lukaku was off the back of a 30-goal and 10-assist season with title-winning Inter Milan and ended up winning Serie A Footballer of the Year, and alongside this impressed the Euro 2020 with Belgium as well, scoring 4 goals in 5 games, making him one of the top scorers of the competition, a season which later caused him to be placed 11th in the 2021 Ballon d'Or rankings a few months after he had signed for Chelsea. So for Chelsea to add Lukaku to their team, which had just won the Champions League a few months prior, it just seemed like a recipe for success, especially when considering other factors such as the fact that Lukaku is a boyhood supporter of Chelsea and was surely looking to make up for his previous stint at the club, where he failed to score in 15 games across 3 years and ended up missing the deciding penalty in the 2013 Super Cup final in what was his final game at the club during that first stint. And many people agreed with the sentiment that Chelsea and Lukaku were on course for a fantastic season. His announcement video as of today has over 230,000 likes on Twitter, and pundits like Gary Neville were backing him to be the top goal scorer of the season, although you should probably take Gary Neville's opinions with a pinch of salt. But at first, it really did seem like this was going to be a fantastic season for Lukaku, with him scoring just 15 minutes into his second debut for the club against London rivals Arsenal, with him absolutely terrorising Arsenal defender Pablo Mari all game, helping Chelsea secure a comfortable 2-0 away win at the Emirates Stadium. 2 games later, and Lukaku continued a solid start to the Premier League campaign, scoring a brace at Stamford Bridge against Aston Villa, making it 3 goals in 3 games for the Belgian. Following this, he played pretty much the entirety of the next 4 games for Chelsea, and whilst he didn't score or assist during this period, Chelsea still went on to win 3 of the next 4 games, including a 3-0 win against their other London rivals Tottenham Hotspur, with their one loss being to the eventual title winners Manchester City. And honestly, at this point it seemed like nothing could go wrong, but of course it did. Between the 21st of October to the 21st of November, Lukaku was left on the sidelines with a sprain injury, missing 6 games across all competitions for Chelsea. Right after this injury, Lukaku wasn't able to get back to playing the full 90 minutes for Chelsea like he had been doing, only playing for a total of 77 minutes across Chelsea's next 4 Premier League games before he then went on to catch COVID-19, causing him to miss a further 3 games for Chelsea across all competitions. However, he came back from this setback and started to shine like everyone thought he would, getting a goal and assist in just 45 minutes away at Aston Villa on Boxing Day, and then 3 days later on the 29th of December scored against Brighton in a 1-1 draw. From here, it seemed like there was only an upward trajectory for Lukaku in his Chelsea career, but then, as I like to call it, the 30th of December incident occurred.
Yeah, moving bells, nigga, yeah, moving bricks. Fucking on his dot in that bitch a red bone.
On the 30th of December 2021, a series of tweets was released by Fabrizio Romano going over a variety of quotes from Lukaku that came from an interview he did with Sky Sports, which ended up being publicly released a day after the quotes came out. And bro, some of the things this guy said was outrageous. Physically I am fine, but I'm not happy with the situation at Chelsea. Tuchel has chosen to play with another system. I won't give up, I'll be professional. I am not happy with the situation, but I am professional, and I can't give up now. It's been 6 months since that quote, and I still can't believe this man really said he'll be professional about the situation, while simultaneously being the most unprofessional I think I've ever seen a football player act. And it didn't end there. Lukaku also said, "I think everything that happened last summer was not supposed to happen like this. How I left Inter, the way I left the club, how I communicated with the Inter fans. This bothers me because it was not the right time." Not the right time? Bro, as a professional football player, you cannot be saying it wasn't the right time to leave your previous club 4 months after signing for another club for 115 million euros. Like, if he came out and said something like this years in the future after leaving Chelsea, it wouldn't be as bad. At the end of the day, pretty much everybody has regrets about certain things. But for him to pretty much come out and say he regrets leaving Inter just 4 months into playing for his new club is wild. And to add extra salt to the wounds of Chelsea fans, Lukaku also said, "Now it's the right time to share my feelings. I have always said that I have Inter in my heart. I know I will return to Inter. I really hope so. I am in love with Italy, and this is the right moment to talk and let people know what really happened." Honestly, the fact that he thought this was the right time to share his feelings is ridiculous. But anyway, that was pretty much the last of the quotes on December 30th, and whilst every single Chelsea fan was absolutely fuming with these quotes, they surely thought the tournament was over for the time being. And that all changed 1 day later when the most disrespectful quote of them all came out. "Lautaro Martinez coming here with me at Chelsea in the future? No, Lautaro, you can stay in Milan. I'll be back there." and then laughs. I can't lie, you have to be a sick and twisted individual to say something like this and then laugh. Lukaku full well knew he just scammed Chelsea out of £100 million by saying this, because realistically, you cannot come out and say things like this and then play for the club the following season. But yeah, at this point, most Chelsea fans wanted Lukaku out, and honestly, understandably so. But there was a spanner in the works. It appeared that not even Inter Milan fans wanted Lukaku back, with some Inter Milan ultras putting up a banner which translates to, "It doesn't matter who runs away in the rain, it matters who stays in the storm," by Romelu. And if I'm being real, it seemed like at this point Lukaku's future lied in the booth spitting bars.
This shit is wicked on these mean streets. None of my friends speak. We all trying to win, but then again, maybe it's for the best though. Cause when they're seeing too much, you know they're trying to get you touched.
Yeah, on second thought, maybe he should just stick to playing football. Anyway, a couple days after all this, Lukaku was omitted from the matchday squad against Liverpool, and then a couple days after that match, as part of some damage control by Chelsea, they released a video of Lukaku apologising on their social media channels. But honestly, I'm not sure how genuine that apology was. The guy was literally smirking while saying sorry.
I'm sorry for the upset that I caused.
Anyway, you know how people say actions are louder than words? Well, Lukaku's actions certainly wasn't louder than his words as far as the Premier League goes, with him going goalless in the next 4 Premier League matches he played, including getting booed by Chelsea supporters while being substituted in their 1-1 draw versus Brighton. However, he did break a record. The record for the lowest amount of touches ever recorded in a Premier League game since data started being collected. Yeah, at this point, it seemed like Lukaku's Chelsea career was well and truly in the mud, with him only getting 7 touches in 90 minutes against Crystal Palace, with one of those touches being from kickoff. A new Premier League low which highlighted Lukaku's lack of effort. Although a week prior to this Crystal Palace match, Lukaku did score one of the goals in Chelsea's 2-1 Club World Cup final win against Palmeiras, and also scored the only goal against Al Hilal in their 1-0 win in the semi-finals. So I guess you could say he redeemed himself ever so slightly, as he played a pretty important role in securing Chelsea some silverware. In terms of the Premier League, however, Lukaku continued his goalless streak by a further 6 games, making it 10 in total, before he then scored a brace against Wolves in their 2-2 draw and a goal against Leeds the following match in their 3-0 win away at Elland Road. But unfortunately for Lukaku, this was too little too late, and the damage had already been done. He was considered by many to be a flop for Chelsea, and I can't say I disagree. And while yes, he may have been Chelsea's top scorer for the season just gone by with 15 goals across all competitions in 44 games, with the expectations people had out for him, I think it's definitely fair to say that he hasn't performed up to standard, and that interview in December certainly didn't help his reputation one bit. But anyway, it's the present day now, and Lukaku is being linked to a move back to Inter Milan on a loan deal, with it looking increasingly likely that he's going to be returning after just 1 year at Chelsea, a club which everybody expected him to thrive at and at least stay at for longer than 12 months, especially when Lukaku himself was saying that he was going to be at Chelsea for life right after he had signed for the club. What will happen after that loan deal, I'm not sure, but at the moment it doesn't seem like Lukaku has a future at Chelsea, which pretty much means Chelsea splashed over £100 million on this guy on what was basically a 1-year loan deal. But yeah, all things considered, I think it's reasonable to say that Lukaku is probably Chelsea's worst signing ever as things stand, much to the disappointment of Chelsea fans. And do you know who else is probably disappointed with the fact that Lukaku is returning to Inter Milan? Pablo Mari, who was rumoured to leave Arsenal and make his loan deal at Udinese permanent, which if both deals end up happening will surely cause him to dread the day he comes up against Lukaku again.
No. Wait.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this Lukaku transfer. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and whilst you're at it, comment down below whether or not you think Lukaku is Chelsea's worst signing ever or not. With that being said, have a good one guys. See ya.